This is third intermission. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm Kate Whitman Annis, the Riveters General Manager. Um, we are talking with Riveters rookie, drafted third overall, Yale alumni writer, juggler, animal lover, crazy goalie, Tera Hofmann. Welcome, Tera. We're so excited to have you. Thanks for joining us. But before we get into all things Tera, the NWHL and the Riveters had a huge week this week. So I just wanted to talk with you a little bit about some of the news that's come out. So last week, the NWHL announced that we are going to be having a bubble season in Lake Placid. And I am so excited about this. I love Lake Placid. It is, I think, winter heaven. The fact that you can ski all day and skate all night on the lake is amazing. And I think just us being all together for the first time ever will be so much fun in a just incredible hockey history place at the 1980 arena. Have you played there before?
I haven't, no, but I'm fired up. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think it's going to be so great. And, with COVID and everything changing so much, I don't think there's any safe way to have a real season where we travel all over the place. I think this is the safest way for players.
Yeah.
And it gets us, our game time in. And I don't know about you, but the practices are amazing. I love watching you guys practice. It's so much fun, but I want to play games.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's just a different energy about games. I'm really grateful that we actually have a season at all. So,
right.
Let alone in Lake Placid, which is gorgeous.
Right. Yeah. It's I just am so excited for it. So that was a big announcement last week. This week we released our new jerseys. So our season 6 jerseys. I guess Russo's plea last week on open ice worked out. So the entire league now has home and away jerseys, which is something that's new for us. So last year we just had the white jerseys and they unveiled the navy. What do you think about them?
The navy jerseys are dirty.
I know.
They're so nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm so excited about them. And it's they're just such a clean, cool look. I can't wait to see all you guys in it.
It's really slick.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then tomorrow, I'm really excited to announce that our season 6 ticket packages are going to go on sale. So we are offering some really, really incredible experiences, unique experiences with our players. It's all virtual, of course, because of COVID. But I think actually, so I struggle, right? We want people we want our fans there. We want them holding signs. There's nothing that replaces that, right? But with COVID and with the restrictions that were given and not being able to have fans in person, I think it actually opens up some really cool opportunities for us. What do you think of all the digital interaction with our fans?
I watched a lot of the NBA playoffs, and I just thought that was, I guess, the next best thing to having live fans. And it's cool because you get to see them up close too, especially on if it's on a big screen. You can actually see the emotion in people's faces, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, dress like a seat night every night.
Right, like that. We're going to be offering all different kinds of things with our players, access to press conferences, watch parties for our games. And then one of the coolest parts of it is if and when, but I'm going to say when, we win the Isabel Cup, all of our season pass holders get a piece of the championship net. So I really want that. So you're going to have to deliver that for me.
I guess I'll be a season pass holder then, because
right.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, we signed a new Riveter this week. So Syracuse's Allie Olnowich. Allie's been practicing with us, and we've just been so impressed with her ability on the ice and her just sweet, fun personality off the ice that we thought she'd be a great addition to the team. So we're excited about that. So yeah, that's a lot. We have a lot going on, but I want to hear more about you. So you biked to the rink last night, right?
I did bike to the rink last night. I recently picked up my bike from school, so I was excited to use it.
What kind of bike is it?
It's just a road bike.
All right.
Classic, purple and green, which is kind of fun.
And are you planning on doing that all winter? It's really cold.
Not if there's ice on the roads. I don't want to die, but when I can. I just got out for a bike today, actually, which was really nice. It's getting chilly, though. I had to wear my mittens.
Right, it's freezing. I have a road bike, but I am too afraid of cars to go outside. So I
Yeah.
only go outside at like 5 o'clock in the morning when there are no cars on the road. It's too dark now. So I
Yeah.
ride on a trainer inside, thankfully, because it's not so bug.
I rode through Toronto though, so like growing up, so I figure
Um,
I know enough about cars.
yeah. So last week was Thanksgiving, and you're from Canada. So
Yeah.
your Thanksgiving was back in October. Tell me a little bit about what you did for it.
For my Thanksgiving in October.
Yeah.
It was actually the day before I flew out here, and my parents cooked me this beautiful. We actually cooked chicken, not turkey, but they just cooked me this beautiful going away dinner, and we had a little family dinner at
And
my house.
how do your parents feel about you being here?
How do they feel about it? I think they're really excited, especially that I get to just focus on hockey for once in my life and take a bit of a break from school and from studying, which often takes up a lot of time, and just kind of focus on myself. But I do, the second that I left, I was like, oh, I miss them so much. And I think that they felt the same way. They got used to me being at home.
Right. When you were here in college, so did you celebrate Thanksgiving when you were in school, or what did that happen?
Yeah, so Yale has a Canadian Thanksgiving dinner. And
Nice.
it's just hosted in one of the colleges, like one of the residential colleges. And it actually usually fills up pretty quickly because all the Americans want Thanksgiving early, so they just sign up. They're like, "Oh, turkey and gravy."
Is it the same? It's like cranberry, turkey.
Yeah,
potato?
totally. It's not really a big holiday in Canada.
Right.
Like it's actually just oh, it's Thanksgiving.
It's definitely my favorite because I love cooking. So I cook
Yeah.
all morning, and it wouldn't be like a holiday in our house if I didn't injure myself. So I cut off like half my finger.
Oh no. Put it on ice.
Yeah, I really need to stop. I do it all the time.
What did you cook? What's your favorite thing to cook for Thanksgiving?
For Thanksgiving, we fry our turkeys. So if you've never had a fried turkey,
Oh, I haven't.
you'll never go back. It is amazing. They're amazing.
My
husband actually does the frying. What?
An air fryer? Do you deep fry it? Like, how does that work?
It is peanut oil outside. It's 350 degrees. And like every year you hear the stories about like idiotic people who put a frozen turkey into the fryer, and I'm wondering why it exploded. Like it's 350 degrees. Like you have to like gently place it in there. But my husband does that part of it. So for me cooking, maybe all the side dishes. I love doing all that. So, and then just sitting together and sharing a meal and being really peaceful and calm about it, not rushing. It's nice.
Yeah. It's also, I feel like it's nice to know that everyone's kind of doing the same thing on one day.
Right. Yeah.
Especially in isolation when you don't really know what anybody's doing, just having that kind of, I don't know, I find it consoling.
Right.
So, my favorite dish is definitely, I had it a few years ago at one of my teammates' places for American Thanksgiving. It was sweet potatoes, and then they put marshmallows on top.
Yes. Yes.
I have never, that was revolutionary for me. I have never had potatoes with marshmallows on top.
It is, my kids loved it. My mother made it and brought it as a side dish, and they were like, is that marshmallows?
Yeah. Yes. And I don't like sweet potatoes, but with marshmallows on top?
Right. Yeah, I mean, pretty much anything's good with that, right? I don't really even like marshmallows, but I'll eat a s'more. Like, I don't know.
I don't like marshmallows.
Right, but I'll eat any of that. So I saw on your Instagram that you play guitar, and we had Sammy on a few weeks ago, and we made her sing and play guitar.
Made her sing.
We did. She sang. So do you guys, well, a couple questions. Do you guys think that you can make a Riveters band? Do you think you can make a Riveters band?
A Riveters band? Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I just wouldn't allow Babs in it.
Aw.
Come on, she's a yeller. She's a yeller.
Fire everybody up.
She would. Maybe she could be like the person who fires everyone up before the band comes on, like running around.
The conductor, like
screaming and throwing things. Yeah. What do you think you'd call it?
The Riveters band.
Rosie Rocks? No, that's too cheesy.
That's pretty cheesy. It's better than anything I have though. I feel like you gotta give me time to think. That's like an important decision to make.
I feel like that is a bubble thing.
That could be a bubble thing. Like we could crowdsource that too. See what the fans think.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Whoever is listening right now, you can write in your ideas for a name, and then like what genre are we talking about? Like,
ooh, indie music, like
Okay.
indie pop kind of. I don't know. That's what I like. I don't know what other people like. That might totally get vetoed.
Okay, I'm 100% having you guys like write a song
for
and
sure.
perform
We'll bring
it
all
in
our instruments. Yeah.
Yes, I think that'd be awesome.
There'll be no room for the gear on the bus.
No,
It's just
who's gonna
yours.
play the drums though?
One of my roommates plays the drums.
Who?
Sam.
She does? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's amazing. Oh, I see we're looking at a video of you playing right there.
Oh no.
Yes.
Shut that down.
All right, will you play for us, please?
What would you like to hear?
Oh, geez.
Do you have like a song request, or should I just
I don't have a
scroll
song.
through my tabs?
You take your best one.
I'll just take the first one that comes up.
All right.
Okay. Oh my God, this is terrifying.
You're gonna be great. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And we have to come up with band outfits, like Riveter's outfits for the band.
Can we wear the away jerseys?
Totally, they're great.
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah.
I think we could definitely rock those.
All right.
That'd be a good time. All right. Okay, so I've never played for a live audience before, so it's gonna be a first.
All right.
Come on, skinny love, just last the year. Pour a little salt we were never here. My, 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 my. Staring at the sink of blood and crushed veneer. Tell my love to wreck it on. Cut out all the ropes and let me fall. My, 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 my. Right in the moment, the sword is tall. And I told you to be patient, and I told you to be fine. I told you to be balanced, and I told you to be kind. In morning I'll be with you, but it will be a different kind. I'll be holding all the tickets, and you'll be owing all the fines. Come on, skinny love, what happened here? Suckle on the hope you let Brazil. My, 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 my. Silent mode is full, so slow on the split. I told you to be patient, and I told you to be fine. I told you to be balanced, and I told you to be kind. Now all your love is wasted, and then who the hell was I? 'Cause now I'm breaking at the bridges, and at the end of all your lines. Who will love you? Who will fight? Who will fall far behind? Come on, skinny love. My, 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 my. My, 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 my.
That was so good. You were great.
Thank
Seriously, like this is turning into like a Riveter's Idol show. I didn't know that all of you guys are so talented. I love it. Like it's amazing how much all of you do on and off the ice, and I just love learning more about each of you and all the talented things that you do.
We're
It's
such
so fun.
multifaceted people.
Right. Okay, so it's your first year on the team and practices are well underway. Tell me how it's going and how your first, 4 months have been?
My first 4 months. It was really nice to get back on the ice. I feel like you don't realize how crucial it is, and in terms of like both like on ice fitness, I feel like other hockey players feel the same way, where you can train all summer long and do all sorts of things, and as soon as you step back on the ice, it's a completely different kind of being in on ice shape is completely different.
Well, I've heard, you can bike and that's the closest thing, but it's not the same when you're going all out for, 45 to 60 seconds. And then it's so hard. You can't, there's nothing really you can do to train for that. So
so I mean, you do your best and then you hop back on the ice and you do some conditioning.
And you die.
You pretty much die the first practice. The first time I was nervous.
A bunch of pictures of the first practice where people are bent over.
Yeah, like throwing their guts up.
Right. And so you had surgery too. So
I did.
A little bit about that.
Tell you about my surgery. Well, I wasn't awake for it, so
thankfully.
I actually tried to be awake. I wanted to watch them give the surgery. But for those of you that don't know, I had an extra bone in my foot, a little spare part. And I sprained my ankle a couple times in high school, and so there's a lot of scar tissue inflammation. So it ended up just like getting worse and worse in terms of pain, to the point where just like the pain management wasn't possible, and I maxed out on cortisone shots.
Right.
So that was pretty much the only other option. So I got it just before I came down, and the recovery time was unbelievably fast. Like I was putting weight on it 2 days after surgery. It was incredible, and it has made a world of difference. Like I just went running today, like no pain at all.
I was gonna ask you, is the pain a huge difference? Like, you can feel it right away?
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's like I feel like I didn't realize how much pain I was in until it stopped, and I was like, oh, people can just like walk normally without feeling any pain.
Run. Yeah. So a couple other things. You're at the rink usually before everybody else. I see you out there working with our goalie coach, Terry Jarkowski, and you do some pretty interesting stuff. So tell us about being a goalie and maybe some of the things that you work on that some of the girls out there who look up to you as a professional athlete, like what they could work on.
Totally. Some of my favorite things to do on the ice for goalie training is like edge work, because I feel like if you are able to move around the crease in a really efficient way and stay on your feet as much as possible, you give yourself the best shot to stop the puck. Other than that, though, what you see me doing at the rink before practice is we do some hand-eye coordination. So anything from juggling to Terry just whipping balls at me.
I think he was hitting ping pong balls at you.
He was hitting, so he switches between, he has ping pong balls and like some other ball, and they fly differently. So you have to really make sure that you're watching it all the way in. Right. And I've actually noticed a really big difference just being able, like having that warm up.
Yeah.
Hop on the ice. If you just trust yourself and trust your eyes, you stop more pucks. Like it slows everything down, I think.
Right. Yeah, it looks cool. So before you came down to start practice, you did practice with Toronto, didn't you?
I did practice with Toronto.
How was it? What's the intel?
It was fun. I mean, it was fun because I got to get back on the ice, and their GM, Mandy Cronin, was my very first goalie coach when I was 10 years old. I was wearing player skates, just strapped on the pads, and she was my very first goalie coach. So that was really fun to train with her some more this summer.
I'll thank her for training our goalie. How's that?
Yeah. Toronto has a good squad.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to play against them, especially because it's my hometown. They've got some good shooters.
They have some really, I mean, I like I said, I haven't seen them, but on paper, like they look amazing. I think the level of the league this year is going to be so good. Like Connecticut looks amazing. Boston always looks amazing. Like
We're
Buffalo's great. Minnesota's always, like the level every year just keeps getting better, and adding Toronto, I think just is gonna take that to a whole new level.
Yeah, and there's a whole other fan base in Canada that just wasn't accessed before. So I feel like it's really good for the expansion of the league.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's nice to see us grow every year in one way or another and just keep that positive momentum moving forward. So it's good. I'm excited to see them. I think that saying you're an animal lover is a fair statement, right? Dogs,
understatement, but yeah.
Cats, cows, camels. I don't know. Anything?
Do I have a favorite?
Yeah. You can go.
My favorite for a long time has been snakes, but those don't really count as animals.
Really?
Yeah, I was really obsessed with like snakes and bugs and reptiles as a kid, so I always wanted one.
Did your parents let you have them?
No. So sure enough, I collected dead samples and put them in little spice jars, stacked them.
Probably scared your mother,
yeah.
right?
No, they're actually they were like, I guess this is my kid.
No, I meant if she accidentally, but you kept them in your room, not
no,
the kid.
I kept them in my room.
Okay.
They're actually very well preserved.
Nice.
Yeah. Not on purpose, just happened to be that way.
Right. So I have a dog, Julian Edelman. His name is Jules. He has his own Instagram account. Oh wait, here he is. There's Jules.
Oh.
Hi, Jules.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah. We also have a massive dog. He's a Rhodesian Ridgeback. So he tops out at like 100 pounds. So we walk them together, and it's really cute. It's like,
and the little feet like scurrying across.
Yeah. Did you have any pets at all growing up?
I had a dog. Well, I have a dog. But it took me until freshman year of high school to convince my mom to get one.
What kind?
Shih Tzu poodle mix. Little
How much she weigh?
She's what?
How much does she weigh?
Oh, she's a little chonky now, but I think about 10 pounds, 11 pounds.
All right, yeah, that's what Jules is. So.
Depending on her haircut status too, like when she's in her winter cloud of fluff, probably like 11 pounds, and then the summer shear gets down to about 10.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Well, I do have access to a farm if you need animals at any time.
Please, I always need animals.
Yes.
Also,
well, I don't know if you watched the Thanksgiving video, but Jane Lewis, who says she grew up on a farm, was terrified of all the animals, right? She went on a horse like this, like, ew. She was so terrified. And I was like, didn't you grow up on a farm? She's like, yeah. It's like, okay.
I stayed away from the animals.
Yeah.
I had some goats the other day at Central Park.
Really?
Yeah. They have a little.
They have like a petting zoo and.
Yeah, it's like a petting zoo. They have these little goats.
Wow. Well, we have a lot of goats. You are welcome to come see them anytime. Yeah. So not sure if the fans know, but you do live with 3 other Riveters, Sam Fiesler, Emily Janiga, and Teresa Knudsen. And how did you guys find each other? And you ended up in Montclair, so we can talk a little bit about Montclair too.
Yeah, I don't know how they found each other, but they needed a 4th roommate, so I was like, it's me.
And how is it living with all Riveters?
It's so much fun. It feels like, I don't know, all hockey all day. So we just go to the gym together. We went to a treadmill interval training class this morning, which was really fun. We'll have like family dinners, we'll have wine nights. We're really into charcuterie boards. I don't know how that happened, but they
are lovely.
They're really I've expanded my taste in cheese, I think.
Right. A good charcuterie board is really pretty too. Like different kinds of things. Yes. My husband and I
all the grapes. We're like, oh, so sophisticated.
Yeah.
And you can't tell the olives from the grapes.
That would be a nasty surprise. I'm not an olive fan, so.
Well, you're not. Mm-mm. I like olives, so.
But I like olive oil. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay.
No olive.
Each their own.
So you are on TikTok, right?
I am on TikTok.
All right. So I am not, but we've been debating about it. And the Riveters, we finally got a TikTok.
Oh, I've already followed your account.
All right. And so we're going to need advice.
Oh, don't go to me for advice.
Do you put videos up all the time?
I put videos up, but I don't know if they're any good. It's just me being silly usually. So.
And it's dancing at all times?
Nope. There's one dancing video, so enjoy that one. I'm
Well,
not.
I have it, so I'm gonna have to find a way to, maybe I'll make an account or get on the Riveters account and watch.
Get on the Rivs account. Honestly, people love dogs. So
I see that. There's some Instagram account, dogs doing things, and like
that sounds like
there's
something.
hundreds of thousands of people are liking it.
Okay, I saw the cutest video. Okay, all animals, people, and you're on a farm, so you shouldn't have any problem. I watched this video, and you just turn the volume all the way up, and this little tiny duckling runs across the screen, and it goes, and then you wait. You're like, oh my gosh, that was so cute, and then it comes back around the other way.
And
Watched it maybe 20 times the first time I saw it. Maybe like at least.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Really?
Well,
it's
all right.
the little things. It's the little
Come
things.
to the farm and make TikTok videos. How's that?
Deal. Sold.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
So back in the day for high school, you went to Ursula Franklin Academy, and you also played basketball, soccer, badminton, and volleyball. Is that right?
Right. Yeah. I played every sport I possibly could.
Why badminton?
My mom is the best badminton player. Like
Really?
so good. We'll kick my butt to this day. She'll have me running circles, and she's just standing there going. I'm gassed. My heart rate's 190. Pouring sweat. She's like checking the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
so.
great. And also back then you were already active in the LGBTQ plus community, and you were a contributor to advocacy programs at school. So how important was that to you? And maybe just talk a little bit about your experience.
Sure. Yeah. My high school was really social justice focused. So we actually had this whole program there where every Wednesday we would sign up for different seminars, and you go and basically learn something about social justice or have some sort of impact. It was really important for me then. I actually hadn't come out then, believe it or not. I should have been out when I was 10, but
Right.
wasted 10 years of gayness, but it's fun. But my sister is trans, and that happened. She came out, she was 14, so I was probably in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of when I started getting involved with that community, trying to learn more, because I didn't really know anything about anything really.
Right.
And it wasn't really talked about anywhere at that point, especially. So I think that's when I started getting more and more involved. And then eventually I was like, oh wait, me too. I'm also a part of this community.
Right. And you recently started Quarantine Magazine, right?
Yeah, so that was at the end of the school year when I came home, and I finished up my last semester of school at home. So I was writing essays, doing my finals, blah, blah, blah. And I was just trying to procrastinate. I was like, what could I possibly do? What more could I possibly do to procrastinate? So I started this magazine. And I think I was supposed to be writing a 10-page, might have been a 20-page history paper. I was like, nah. This is what I will do instead. And I think I was really shocked actually at the reaction, like people's reaction to it. People just like, I don't know, I feel like especially in quarantine, you're a little bit, if you're at home, if your family doesn't necessarily, like some people are at home and they're not out to their family.
Right.
Or feel like even my family's so open and so like loving of everyone. And I even still felt just like isolated because I wasn't surrounded by queer people anymore. So right. It's a different environment. Like when you're surrounded by people who are like you can just simply exist. And that's not something that everyone has the ability to do. So I thought that the magazine would kind of give people an outlet to either share what they were going through, share funny stories, keep things light and happy and positive. And also so that people kind of knew the things that they were feeling, the things that they were going through actually aren't unique at all. Which is like, it's like, sorry, your experience isn't unique, but that's kind of nice.
Well, you're not alone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So let's talk about college a little bit. You went to Yale. What was it like going to an Ivy League?
Well, I didn't know any other way, so
Right.
it was so much fun. It was best 4 years of my life. I am so upset that I didn't get to
I know.
walk commencement. But
Are they gonna do anything like walking wise for you guys or no? Not really.
I don't. They probably will. I mean, it's Yale. They want our alumni money, so naturally. So they'll for sure they'll put together something. I'm not worried about that. It was just it would have been nice to, it didn't when it ended. It didn't really feel like it was over.
Right. It's a tough way, right? You don't really know that you're not coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
Home and yeah, there's no closure really.
Yeah. I went back to campus though and visited, which was really nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you left your stuff there, right? Didn't you have to like go back and get it months later? Like
Yeah, I actually left my stuff there for like 9 months.
Right.
And then I went and grabbed it. So, but I got to see some people. It was pretty empty. A lot of people either taking the semester off or the year off. But
right. And
it gave me a bit of closure.
Right. We just saw some pictures of you playing hockey. So you were there with Soroya Tinker, another one of our draft picks. So are you excited to play with her again?
Oh my gosh, yeah. We've been playing since junior. This is going to be our, if I can do math, this is going to be our 7th year together.
Nice. Yeah. I'm excited. I think that is really great. So yeah. And then I think one of the pictures we were supposed to talk about was your secret society, right?
Yeah. Is it coming up, the picture?
I think it can.
So I don't know if everybody knows like what a secret society is. This pretentious thing that Ivy League universities and other universities do.
Mine did.
Yours did too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And there's this whole process that starts with your junior year. You get a letter like slipped under your door, very super covertly. You're like, what is this? Secretly, you've been waiting for years for this secretly. And it's not even just oh, someone like wrote a letter and like printed it out. It's like usually handwritten. There's like a wax seal on it with the crest of whatever society is tapping you. And so that's like the initial like, ooh, we're interested in you. We've been watching. So it usually says something creepy like that. And then it'll have some.
That's totally creepy.
Oh, it's so creepy. Yeah. And then there'll be this like super covert. I don't even. There's on the letter, like on the letter you get, it'll say, "Oh, meet us here at precisely this hour, this minute, this second." You're like, okay.
My senior year, I lived in a house where 2 of us were in one secret society and 2 of us were in another. So we would constantly be like, because we had meetings on the same night. So we'd be like sneaking out in the middle of the night, like going to these places and then come back. Like, it was so crazy.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, honestly though, it was a really cool experience to do that. And then you do like 3 interviews, like 3 rounds of interviews. It's basically like getting a job. Like it's absurd. Wow. Yeah. So if you get tapped for more than one, you go and scout them out and you see which one kind of aligns with what you're looking for in a group. And the whole point is just to be completely vulnerable with this group of 10 to 15 people. And you do a bio, you basically tell your life story. So that happens on Sundays, and on Thursdays we have like mixers with other secret societies.
Do you keep in touch now? Is that like an alumni group that you are part of?
I was so lucky. I got such a good group. I love them so much. But yeah, we still keep in touch.
That's good.
Nice. Yeah.
So, all right, on to your professional career in hockey. My mom was actually the one that got to announce you in the draft, which was pretty cool. And I heard a rumor that maybe you wanted to meet her.
I do want to meet her.
So she is conveniently sitting in my living room. And I did tell her that I might call her out to come in. So
summon her.
Mom, if you're listening, you can come in and say hi. So she might, I think there's like a 10-second delay on this thing. So it might be a few seconds.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know she, the draft this year was so cool with having like all those really amazing people announce. I hope we can do something like that this year for our new draft. And it also, the draft this year is going to be interesting, right? Because we have a whole bunch of players who couldn't play, didn't have a season. So yeah. Oh, here she is.
Other than the fact you did not tell me.
I did not tell you?
No, you didn't.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
not unusual.
Tara,
How are you? I'm glad.
Good. How are you doing? It's
That's-
so nice to meet you.
The team is really excited to have you.
Oh, I'm excited to be here.
Wonderful. Well, I just want to get to see everybody in person now.
Yes.
you'll see them on Twitch.
I know. I see everybody on Twitch. I watch all
We'll
this.
see you in the bubble.
Tara's coming to the farm to make TikTok videos with the animals. So.
Well, right.
I just mostly want to
Good
meet the animals, but I will make TikTok videos as well.
Well, if you could get a good conversation going with the geese, that's not hard to do, by the way.
They're
the
so
geese
loud.
are very loud.
Are they talkative? I love a good talkative goose.
But I mean, the pigs actually are much nicer. Little
What kind of
tiny,
geese
but
do you
they're
have?
happy to talk.
They're very big, but they're
They're
really
big.
sweet.
Yep.
And one of them smells like maple syrup, which is a little weird. but
Yes, please.
Great.
yes, I know.
I'll leave you two to it.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi. We have Canadian geese, and they are just, as my dad calls them, they're just poop machines.
Oh gosh, everywhere. And they're so loud.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
And they're like kind of aggressive too.
Yeah.
Don't approach
Yeah. Ours they come in a pack and they come right up to you. And you're like,
them. Okay. Your world, buddy.
yeah. I know. So what are you most excited about this season?
Well, it's gonna be a short season, so I mean, obviously, I'm most excited for playing.
Right.
Um,
9 games, I hear when we win the Isabel Cup.
yeah, I'm excited to host that cup right over my head.
It's very nice. Yeah. Okay, so we typically do a lightning round at the end. So I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions and just answer whatever comes into first in your mind. All right.
Okay.
If you had one superpower, what would it be?
I would be hydrated at all times.
Oh, that's a good one. That is one I have not had yet. That is good.
Mm-hmm.
Best money you ever spent?
I like my bike a lot, so that might be the best money I ever spent. It was my first like adult purchase.
You wear a helmet, right? Tell me you wear a helmet. Okay. All right. Thank you.
The
No more,
last brain cell, gotta protect it.
no more surgeries. No. We're gonna wrap you and Sonia up in a bubble and like not let you out.
Wrap us in bubble wrap.
Right.
Put us
Just
in the
don't
bubble.
hurt yourself.
Take us to the bubble.
What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie, Adventureland.
All right. Song that you turn up in the car and scream sing.
We got Black Betty.
Oh, that's a great one. All my kids sing that one in the car.
For sure.
Last TV show you watched?
Ooh, okay. So Sam and I have been watching Queen's Gambit.
So good.
We actually, well, we started watching 2 days ago. We're done already.
Are you really?
Oh yeah, we just plowed right through. It was phenomenally done.
It was
Like brilliant. Like the attention to detail and the outfits too
right.
that she was wearing.
Yeah.
All had like some sort of like geometric pattern, black and white. They played with that a little bit. Wow, I was blown away.
It was
I'm
great.
probably gonna go watch it again.
Watch The Crown.
I tried. I feel like I tried that one, but okay, I'll give it a shot.
It's good. This season was great. I just finished it. All right. Best place you've ever traveled. It can be international or domestic. Obviously international.
Obviously international. So I hadn't traveled until my sophomore year of college, and I went to study abroad in London at the London School of Economics, and we just had an absolute blast. It was so much fun. And we ended up going on the weekends. We would go travel nearby places. We went to Paris, and I got to see.
Did you ever go to Brussels, to Belgium?
No, we didn't. We were only there for 6 weeks, so we did what we could.
I lived there for 3 years, and I loved it.
Brussels? That's awesome.
Yeah, when my youngest son was 6 months old, we moved there for 3 years.
Why'd you move back?
My husband's job. Yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
And I got an MBA while I was there, which was really fun because I couldn't work. So it's like, I guess I'll go back to school.
That's literally me right now. I'm taking an online course because I don't know what to do with my life. I just don't. But yeah, so we went to Paris. I saw this private art collection with a bunch of Monet pieces, and I had one of those moments where I just kind of like looked across the room. There's one of his paintings. it was like slow motion, eye contact. Like you got like some sappy music playing in the background. It was like actually a movie moment. I fell in love with it.
You were like, did someone film that? Like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, I just had a slow motion movie moment in my life. But that actually wasn't even my favorite place to travel. I went to Croatia after that.
I have not been, and it looks so beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
Oh.
Like this, we were only there for 4 days or so. But
Dubrovnik or all over?
We went hiking. The water is just a different shade of. I've never seen this shade of blue. It was like, it was like melted butter, and it was icy too. It was hot. It was probably 100 degrees when we were there, and water was just crisp.
Oh, I want to go.
Yeah, I
can't travel anywhere, but I'm like desperate to go. That's
that is the place to go. I really wanted to travel after school ended, but of course that didn't work. I'm still waiting to travel the world.
Right. Well, our season's short. Hopefully we'll have a vaccine and then you can go.
Exactly.
You just can't get injured because you got to come back play next season. So
I'll be fine.
Your favorite non-hockey activity?
Hockey activity. Well, I like playing guitar. I like learning new things also. Just kind of talking to people, see what they're into. And I like to read poetry and write poetry.
Cool. All right. At some point, you're going to have to read us some poetry. I will not make you do that now because you already sang. So, all right. Any hidden talents that we haven't talked about yet?
No.
Nothing?
My talents are all the way out there.
They're all out there. What's something that the fans don't know about you but should?
Ooh. Okay, I was talking to my dad this summer, and I discovered that he never knew my coming out story, like how I realized that I was queer. And I was like, Dad, like I've been out for 5 years now, and I haven't never told you the story. So I feel like people don't know how I came out, but there's this TV show called The 100. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Yeah, they disappear, right?
What's that?
Do they disappear? Isn't it like
it's like a futuristic, the world is like full of radiation. Yeah, they send 100 people down.
Yeah.
So I started watching that as soon as it came out, and there was, I mean, the gist of it is there was a gay character, and I was like, oh my God. But the longer version is that, so I'm watching it, season 2 hits, the main character ends up kissing another woman in some context. She's like a leader of somebody. And I just like flipped out. I was like, there was no context to that. There was no build up. There was no tension. Like, how could they throw that at us? Right. Anyway, moving on. Next season comes out, and there is like, it's not even a sex scene. It's an implied sex scene. And I watched it and I was like, damn, look at that cinematography. I was like, wow. Watched it again. Look at that lighting, like incredible. Watched it again and just was astounded by the costumes. The attention to detail in the costumes. I probably watched it like 6 times. Didn't think anything of it. Went to bed. Woke up the next morning. Watched it again. And it wasn't until the next morning that I was like, I think this means something. And of course, I go back and rewatch the series. There's 2 whole seasons of sexual tension before that kiss.
Right.
And I was just shutting right down in my brain. Yeah, my dad thought that was pretty funny.
Well, I'm glad that you figured it out. It's good.
Yeah, I think it just goes to show that like the more representation there is,
right,
the easier it is for people to realize like where they kind of fit in the world.
I think that goes for everything. The more you can see yourself in the people who are up on the screen or who are playing professional sports, I think that that makes such a difference to little kids. In any part of their lives, right? Like, oh, I can be that, I can do that, and I still have these feelings, or think this way, or think that way. I think it's important. Exactly, yeah. So, yeah. All right, let's head over to the chat, and we're going to take some questions. So one of the first ones was, what are the 45s on the wall behind you?
Which songs? Which records?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're all Beatles. Oh, and this is Supremes. So I've got they're double sided. I don't know what's on the other side, but I got 8 days a week. She's a woman. And Ask Any Girl, and I can't read the top one, but
Cool.
they felt aesthetically pleasing.
Apparently they are. People are asking about them. Who's one star that you can't wait to play?
Ooh. Wait, I know some people on other teams, so I'm excited to play. I have some old teammates.
Yeah.
That are playing on like Connecticut, but my old coach is on Minnesota. So
Really?
I'm fired up, Amanda Boulier.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so I'm fired up to play her because we used to just mess around at practice all the time.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Cool, yeah.
All right. Who was one Olympic hero for you growing up?
Probably Zapdos.
Yeah.
I feel like she's like revolutionary in the game. So
Yeah. Did you play any other positions before you became a goalie?
I did. I actually played center until I was
Really? For how long?
until I was 10. Played house league. Tried out for a rep team. Didn't make it. And then my good friend from home called me up and was like, "Hey, have you ever played goalie before?" No. Well, our rep team, our single A team needs a goalie. And I was like, okay. So they signed me up, hopped on the ice, my player skates, went and trained with Mandy. I played baseball so I could like catch a ball.
Right. That helps with softball, baseball.
And then just things escalated from there. My poor parents are thousands of dollars in debt from hockey gear.
I know.
I'll get them back one day.
Oh, so, all right, electric or acoustic guitar?
Both.
Okay.
This is like
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
electric.
Very cool. What's been the hardest thing preparing for your first pro season? Besides surgery, we'll take that out.
That surgery was easy. The surgery was a breeze.
Right, it was easy.
Surgery made things better. The hardest thing, it's going to be like adjusting to the speed of the game. Like there's a difference in the speed of the game, and I think that's just going to be. It takes time. It takes time to adjust to something like that. So, and with practice, obviously that helps. And hopping into a game will be probably a different level, but
right.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. And then, did you play any other sport before deciding on hockey?
Yes, I also played soccer. I played keeper in soccer,
Ooh,
so
nice.
fully through and through.
Bigger net.
Bigger net, yeah. I think it really helped me with my angles in hockey.
Right.
You
Yeah.
have to be really, really cognizant in soccer of like where you are relative to your net.
Right.
It's just a much bigger area.
I just feel like it's so stacked against the poor goalies in soccer.
Yeah, but they do phenomenally.
They do. I would be. It would. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's it for us. Thank you so much for being on. It was really great to get to know you and have the fans get to know you, which is awesome. So we will meet right back here 2 weeks from now, the next Wednesday at 7 p.m. So set a calendar reminder. Again, I am Kate Whitman, and this is Third Intermission.
Thanks so much for having me.